And now my name is starting to like, gain more traction. Like people was knowing who I was. Like, oh man, Exo Skeleton, I heard about you. I heard about you from 80.9, being the only 9-time test spin winner with the beats. I went from losing one time to winning a total of 9. So, talk about big leap. Also, at this time, during the beginning stages of Exo Skeleton, this is where the second body come in. So, this guy I was working with, helping him with the whole music shit. Like we met up. He wanted to do music. I wanted to do music, but he knew a lot more than I do. Like he knew what websites to go to, how to copyright your music and shit like that. He the whole marketing side. He knew this side. He knew this part. So I'm like, all right, cool. We formed a union, start clicking, hanging out, stuff like that. Met each other, and I would come over and record and stuff like that. And I would learn different things about editing and stuff like that. And I would teach him different things about making beats, because his style of making beats is, by the program that had the drag and drop, everything pre-made. He's not sitting over there literally making like drum patterns or loops and sampling and stuff like that, and none of that. He just drag, drop, putting stuff together, match. Look at this beat I made. Like, yo, you didn't make that, but okay, that's what's up. You said you make it, you made it. But I digress. So,
no, that's a super interesting distinction. Break that down a little bit more. You're an expert in this field, and we are not, and you're bridging gaps. So I think it's actually important to give the rest of the audience the knowledge to discern the difference with the language of what that means from a place of knowledge. So it's worth doing. It's not throwing shade.
Okay. So drag and drop meaning this. A lot of programs literally have beat patterns and or sounds that's pre-made, and all you do, literally what it says, you find what you like to hear, drag, drop it on the track, and you match everything up. What sounds good together as far as this drum pattern or this melody. That's all it is. There's no going in, doing a whole drum pattern, finding a dope ass sample or synthesizer stuff like that, playing on the piano, keyboard, doing a whole instrumentation, right? However way you're doing it. There's none of that. All that is literally set up for you. You don't have to do shit. That's drag and drop. So.
And then, what's the other side of it? Walk us through actually going through what you would consider making a beat then.
So, as a matter of fact, actually. Alright, so that little bleep sound, I'm in FL Studio, but I normally use to make beats. All right, here we go. All right, cool.
Dude, that's exactly what it looked like when I made the No Regrets partner beat.
Yeah. So this is what goes into it, and I know this is my setup, and everybody else's setup is totally different. So I have my drum pattern, play, goddamn, C pattern. Piano roll. Okay. I think it's because I'm under the spotlight. There we go. I don't know how good y'all can hear that. This shit. These computer speakers is horrible. So we got your drum line. Snares. Hi-hats.
You're making me want to try and make a beat. These are all the drums?
Yep. Probably can't hear the bass because that shit is low. No, again, these computer speakers doesn't no justice.
I hear like the semblance of what it is.
Yeah. So
I'm vibing, man.
This is what goes into it. I'm talking about sitting here, getting your beats per minute together. The sample Yeah, let me stop this real quick, and I'm gonna say this real quick, and because a lot of people they let's change that back. A lot
Dude,
of
this
people
is
shit on
epic.
a lot of people shit on people that make beats with samples. There's nothing wrong with a person taking a piano or synthesizer, whatever it is, and making a beat. I mean, making your melody and shit like that. That's dope. But to literally sit here, take a sample, chop it up, and manipulate those sounds that's already in there to create something totally different that you would never like. Oh shit! I didn't know that came from that. Like, come on, dude. That's a different kind of magic. You know, look, I'm a fan of strings and live instruments and everything being composed together and making beautiful melodies. I'm a huge fan of that. Of course, I listen to classical music. I have composers that I love. But that's just different. Like I said, it's a different kind of something than magic when your person could take a sample like Queen, different kind of magic, and flip that bitch and you would never know. Or take um Fleetwood Mac's The Change and make it something totally different. Or the Carpenters, If Only You Believe in Miracles, and turn that shit into a club hit. Like, that's something different. That's something totally different. Or Silly Dance, Haitian's Divorce, which is one of my favorite fucking songs, and make something epic. Not a lot of people could do that. There's not a lot of people that could play the piano the way Alicia Keys played, or John Legend, or fucking Beethoven. But there's people out here that can play the piano that does this shit just as good. There's not a lot of people out here that can take We Will Rock You and turn that shit into a fucking love song. It's not a lot of people that can do that shit and do it justice. And they're not out there. So give respect to the fucking samplers. God damn it. I'm tired of y'all assholes.
I don't even know who
God.
hates on samplers. I know a lot of people that love samplers personally. So I'm like, yo, there's hate for that shit? Fair enough.
Yo, you would be fucking surprised they exist, and it is horrible. My God,
Like,
damn
I'm just sitting there,
kind of.
like, literally, I was listening to your music going, wow, it's so crazy how he's using these samples in such different ways than the other ways I've heard them used. That was my appreciation of what you were doing personally, but I've recently been doing this a lot, and some people have explained to me the nuances of what the fuck's happening more in beats. Honestly, even what you did here, it helps like enhance my understanding and anyone else that's watching.